Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Assist. Another hour. I'm your host, Noah Harrington. To my right, I have Jay, and to his right, we have Coach G. Fellas, once again, how are y'all?
Excelente.
100% gravy.
I know our Houston sports expert is really great because we'll jump into football again.
Let's go and get with it because there's some big shit on the board. So.
Yeah.
We're starting with the national champion.
It's only football to talk.
No.
It ain't the only football. I won't say that.
But let's talk about the biggest football.
Yeah. And I know our Houston sports expert is excited because I know he feels rewarded and accomplished because he was the closest with the score.
Yes,
What was 48, 35?
48-36.
36.
Yeah,
48-36.
You was a little bit better than what I was
Clemson. So I took 2 L's.
I figured Clemson was going to show up a little bit better. I figured Clemson was going to run with that same steam that they did in the first quarter. They played a solid first quarter. After that first quarter, they were shell shocked.
Yeah, they put up 18 points after that quarter.
Yeah.
So first quarter they both put up even 7. Right, cool. Tie game. It can go either way. Next quarter, LSU puts up 3 more touchdowns. Puts up 21 points.
Let's not forget. Look, before you get to those 3 touchdowns, let's understand that this first time that LSU has played from a double-digit deficit. Clemson jumped on top. They hit the field goal.
They did.
Turned around, scored.
Yeah, it
was a back-to-back score. They hit 10 points in that little early stretch of the second quarter. Put the deficit 17-7, making that defensive coordinator getting his bag, and Burrow went to dropping.
That's what I was just about to get into. Joe Burrow, after the first quarter, what was the first quarter he took that hit, right?
Mean hit.
He took a mean hit. I'm not sure exactly. Don't quote me on which quarter he took it in, but what I applaud that young man about is the way he shrugged it off. Everybody saw it, so we all know what happened, but he understood that during this moment.
Let me keep my body ready to go.
Don't fuck with my moment. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
I got this.
400
let me shake it off. I'll be all right.
463 yards, 49 attempts, 31 completions, 5 touchdowns. He did that against Oklahoma.
I was just about to say, I'm glad you said it. Let me have it for a second. Let me have it for just a second.
Oh, one more thing.
Hurry up, because I want to roll with some shit about that. Okay, come on.
Because I picked Clemson, so I have to say this: Clemson, #1 defense in the nation. You can't have 42. You can't let the Heisman Trophy winner do you like you're a D2 school. This man he came out there and he owned the field. He looked like he should have won the Heisman.
Now, going off of what you said, because that's exactly the point that I don't care who don't like it or who don't want to hear this. They did the exact same shit to your Clemson Tigers, your boys, as they did to Oklahoma.
Well, they did Oklahoma kind of worse.
Oh, no. Listen to me. He had 7 touchdowns in that game. He only had 6 that game. That's the same shit.
Wait.
Yes.
Oh, he had 6 total touchdowns.
Yes.
Oh, he had 8 touchdowns in Oklahoma.
But my point is, Oklahoma didn't deserve to be there. You just a touchdown and a half off, pimp. You feel me? It wasn't too much from this team that supposedly is undefeated. Trevor Lawrence ain't lost in 29 games. Well, yeah, they haven't. There's facts. He hadn't lost in 29 games. They were undefeated.
Trevor Lawrence has not lost since high school.
He had to take that L. But yeah, no. That LSU team was a pro team. It's a couple of professional teams would have had problems with that squad. I promise you.
I love Joe Burrow after the game. He's sitting there, puffing on the cigar, just sitting back. And he looks almost like Jordan. It was a very Jordan thing to do, and I'm sure that might have been his inspiration behind it. Because no other sports star does the cigar thing.
I just like to see them. I just like to see them happy in that moment.
For their first trip to the playoffs,
soak it in. He
to be rewarded at the end with the championship, rewarded with a perfect season, rewarded with the decorations of the quarterback and so on and so forth. Because he set records throughout this whole season. 2 years ago, he was third string quarterback at OSU. Ohio State.
He broke the single season touchdown record.
You feel me? So let's shout out to making big betting on yourself.
Heisman Trophy.
Because that's what he did. He bet on himself. You know what I mean?
You got however many $1,000. Heisman Trophy, national championship, breaking records. But one part is quarterback and one part is the other people on the team doing their job. So Jamar Chase with 9 receptions. Jamar Chase had an amazing 9 receptions. 221 yards. That's crazy.
221 yards?
That's crazy.
I didn't even know that many yards.
Two touchdowns. And crazy. Then the other big one, Thaddeus Moss, Randy Moss's son, caught 2 touchdown passes.
See, this is what I'm not understanding. His last name is Moss. How do you leave him open?
Exactly. He only had 36 yards, but he is the tight end. So he's not a big game guy.
He's not the big game guy, but when they was targeting him,
he was getting them.
He was getting it.
Yeah, he averaged 7 yards a catch. Sorry, and that's great to see. His dad was in the stands.
Overall,
I know he was
cheering
proud.
him on. Even after the game, he went to the locker room and everything.
That makes me feel old.
Hell of a performance all
Randy
the way
Moss's
around.
son just won a championship.
And shout out to the coaching squad simply because they made the adjustment. They saw how Clemson was approaching the game and what Clemson was trying to do, what direction they were going in, and they shut that shit down.
It looked like Clemson faced the number 1 defense.
Yeah.
Clemson coming in as the number 1 defense looked like they actually faced
the number 1 defense.
Because, and granted, the market over there that Clemson plays in is not a lot of good teams over there. And they shine, but they just happen to be coming out for the past 3. They won 2 out of the last 3, but they dropped this one. They made 3 out of the last 4 chips and dropped this one.
Trevor Lawrence, we gotta still shout out Clemson. They got their 14-1 season. That's always, that's a great season. Even though you came in second, that's all right. Well, it's not all right if you're playing, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean to the.
I'm sure they was hurt, but at the same time,
you don't really want to lose to anybody else.
It was an excellent run. 14-1 is an excellent
Trevor
run.
Lawrence really can't be mad. You lost 1 game in your collegiate career so far. Come on now.
Nothing to be mad about at all, but this is gonna sting. Mm-hmm. You know it's gonna be the worst taste in your mouth.
You did lose.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And you're a competitor when you're playing at this caliber of level. You're a competitor,
and it wasn't a close game.
Yeah,
really like bad. You said, y'all got
Trevor
beat.
Lawrence
it wasn't
did
like
play an amazing game.
I don't want people to think that the young man that
nobody really played an amazing game.
The young man that was ended up getting the penalty and ended up having the target penalty and ended up having to get kicked out. That wasn't gonna swing the game.
No. Trevor Lawrence stat 37 completions or 37 attempts. I apologize. 18 completions, 234 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
234 yards,
0 touchdowns.
Good Lord.
A lot of rushing touchdowns. Well, he had a rushing touchdown himself. But just a hell of a game from LSU. They proved every doubter wrong. And there was some. You talked about Randy Moss in the locker room after the game. Did you see what was going on in the field with Odell after the game?
Odell wild.
Yeah, the NCAA looking like, we see you. I saw that Cat Williams. Cat Williams. Do you know I can see you? Right, I'm looking at you.
I'm looking right at you.
Clearly giving them money.
Yeah. Counted it out.
It's probably some motion picture money for motion picture only. You know how the movies, and TV shows get away with it. That might be what it was.
Seriously, is there any penalty against that?
It has to be something.
I think so.
He handed him a grip of money.
A whole.
But you know what? I think I find a loophole. He ain't put it in no pocket. He just grabbed it. Yeah. He could be like, hey, take pictures with this. Give it back to me.
Maybe. It could be.
Who knows that he kept that money for good? I don't know.
I feel like there's going to be more.
But it looks funny
to come out
It
about
looks funny.
Yeah.
Like, why are you putting these young men
in that
position
at this time of their career?
Like, I understand that's your alma mater, and y'all just want to ship.
But this is
you want to celebrate. But by the same token, come on. Now
this is a huge middle finger to the NCAA, and they have to be doing this with something planned. You know what I mean? They're not just going to do this. They must have some type of animosity towards the NCAA. I mean, a lot of people do. You know, you got LeBron in basketball, and they're always talking out against the NCAA. Rich Paul, the Clutch Sports agency, just jumped into football. Yeah. And, you know, the Rich Paul rule pertains to NCAA players. So maybe, I don't know. It seems like it's a planned, it seemed planned. Sorry.
You know, and it may be, it's got to be a deeper backstory to that.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
Sure, probably.
And forgive me for not knowing it just now. I'm still on 24-hour recovery of this national championship hangover. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, out of everything that I watched last night, I mean, there was some good things, some great things, some bad things, but out of all the things, that was the craziest thing that I witnessed.
Other news that came out in football, Antonio Gates has announced he is retiring, and one of the top 5 tight ends ever, probably.
Number 2 behind Tony? Tony Gonzalez is the man.
I'm not putting him over Gronk just as a Patriot.
Never.
Gronk is, but he's third. He's third, most def. Tony, you know, Tony's the GOAT just because he's a 2-sport.
Tony's the GOAT.
He's a 2-sport. He was the hooper. He was the great tight end.
To be honest, as a fan,
probably could have played linebacker.
You never want to see a great player say that they're going to retire, especially when you feel like they could give so much more.
Oh, he gave so much. 16
He's
years,
an old school
all
player.
with the Chargers.
I know,
but when I say give so much more, I mean like you feel like you always want them to give their last season or go one more time. You know,
wish it had ended up better for him. And you hate to see him going on
the Chargers. That Chargers team with Phillip Rivers, Sean Merriman, LaDainian Tomlinson, Antonio Gates. They had another receiver. I want to say they had Antonio Cromartie on defense too. Mm-hmm. That was one of the best teams to not win a championship or Super Bowl. We were talking about that with that what was it, 01 Bucks, 01 Buccaneer team. Mm. It was one of the greatest teams to not win one. And I agree with that. And I also think that that Chargers, the Buccaneers won that. Oh, I was saying, who are we saying that didn't win one?
The Raiders didn't win that yet. We were talking about something because I pointed out that the Bucks, you know,
they
who
did
was
win
all on
year.
that Super Bowl year.
But Antonio Gates, 236 games, all with the Chargers. That's what's crazy. 955 catches, 11,800 yards. That's 12,000, not 12,000 yards per carry. Or yards per catch. That's 12.4 yards per catch. That's amazing. Every time you throw him the ball in his career, on average, he's getting you 12.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
116 touchdowns. Tight end touchdown leader. He's getting more touchdowns than Tony. He might be better. Who knows? He's
somebody to talk about now.
He's number 7 in receiving touchdowns all time. So he's in there with the receivers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Phillip was targeted.
He's a reliable option. You know,
for sure.
The greatest tight ends are like that. They're always reliable. The guy can get it to you whenever. Gronk, exactly. Tony Gonzalez.
You're gonna do
something with that.
Vernon Davis. Vernon Davis is another
do something with that.
Top, very, very high top tight end.
Tier tight end.
Yeah, there's too many T's to get in there.
Top tier tight end. There you go.
Well, congratulations to him. Good, he can actually go retire. Probably spend time with his family.
Enjoy some of that chicken.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Enjoy that chicken.
Enjoy some of that NFL money. You know, I mean, I know the NFL is a short season. You can relish in your money for a little while, but now you
just
can
like
have
Marshawn Lynch was saying, take care of your chicken, take care of your mentals.
Oh yeah,
take care of your body.
Exactly.
Go enjoy that shit.
We're gonna get into Antonio Brown when we get back from this quick commercial break. Also, the Astros cheating scandal from a couple years back. So maybe our Houston sports expert can have a little bit more to tell us on that. Who knows?
We dive in it
But yeah, we're gonna jump to a quick commercial break, so we'll be back after this. Back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to The Assist. I'm your host, Noah Harrington, if you're just tuning in, and I'm here with Jay, and to his right, we have Coach G. We were talking Antonio Gates before the commercial break, but now we got to talk Antonio Brown. Maybe we should have started with Antonio Brown, because it's in alphabetical order, but since they're both Antonios. Whatever. Antonio B, Antonio G. We should have started with Antonio B. But Antonio Brown, he, if you didn't see, he was on, what was it, Instagram Live? I want to say it was Instagram Live, cursing at the police, cursing at his baby mama. Not suitable for work words.
We can't even say what he was saying.
Yeah, some of these
calling
words.
Them all kind of B words and N words and just using all
F
kind of
words
profanity.
and
it was horrible.
And we'll say the F word, we'll say the A word up here, we'll say a few words up here, but never in the derogatory sense. We're never gonna call someone these words.
To be
say
honest,
you're this type of word.
When you see a video like that, it almost makes you think he said it. You make a video one week about, oh, I want to be in the league so bad. Somebody please pick me up. Like, please put me on your team. I can do so much for your team. And then the next week you post something like this. And this isn't like somebody recorded it and posted it. He posted this himself.
He's holding his phone.
That's the sad thing. Like, come on, man.
There's something going on with Antonio Brown?
Yes.
Maybe.
Let me not beat around the bush. Yes.
That man needs help.
I think
it's something going on behind closed doors.
You know, football is a very cocaine-fueled sport.
Like I said, I think
the hits that he's taking.
I don't want to just name it like that. We don't know about.
Just some of these hits that he's taking, and what we've seen behind the what can happen to your brain behind some of these, some of these severe hits.
And it's not like he's the biggest guy on the field, but he's playing
He's been on the receiving end of a lot of big hits
coming across the middle. You've seen him get his head knocked off.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, without a reason to doubt at all, he needs some help. He needs somebody in his corner to say, I need you to slow down.
Yeah.
I need you to put things into a more clear perspective, because right now you are out of control and you are all over the place.
He made a donation to a youth athletic league, a 7-on-7 football league, and they have since returned his donation and removed him from the league. They said they don't, after this fiasco, they didn't want his name or anything. They didn't want his money, his name, anything to do anything.
And that's something he did to
himself.
Yes, see,
can't talk today. And that's just this is one of the. He's out of the league right now, and he's one of the best receivers playing. And that tells you that should show you how sad it is, because we want to see him play. He can help any team right now.
There's some third streamers, there's some guys that have been cut who just wish they have his opportunity.
Yes. Literally.
I landed on the Patriots. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Every year I have a chance to go to the Super Bowl now.
He could probably go to half of the teams in the league right now. Probably half of the teams in the league will want him.
And become the X.
But to be honest with you, if I'm an owner, if I'm a coach, if I'm anything, after looking at everything he's done, I don't want you.
Yeah, you don't want him on your team.
I hate that, though. I hate that because that's not going to get him any help. That's going to drive him further into this problem
place that he's already in.
This dark place that he's in. It's going to get darker. Exactly.
Yeah. The thing about it is, okay, so...
But you can't baby him. You can't put a titty in his mouth and titty feed him through the league.
The moment that I decide to help you and things not going your way, you're going to do me the same way you doing all these other people. The pattern has shown that you're very consistent with throwing people under the bus, if you ask me.
Very consistent with not being consistent. Very, you can't just be on the team and play football.
But he's definitely
stay out the limelight.
He's been consistent with being about himself.
True.
Everything is
very confident cocky player. I won't even say he's cocky because cocky is
he
when
hasn't
you're just
had
talking
his
with no
mellow
backup.
come to life.
He will need. He's
He
gonna
ain't
have
had
one
his mellow
because
yet.
He doesn't need to be. Melo's.
He doesn't need to be out the league.
Exactly. That was my point. Melo and Dwight Howard have that meeting with themselves once they realize I'm not the same anymore. I can't put up 20, 25, and 15 like I was against the Lakers and dunking on everybody, and I can't put up 30 like I was in the Garden. They realize that. Antonio Brown can still give you.
He's still
an amazing. He's like I just said.
He still can eat.
He's probably a
lot of the
he's a
secondary
top 3
in the
receiver, and
league.
he's not 3. I would say Julio's 1, Antonio Brown is 2, and Antonio Brown's not in the league. And he's gonna have to have that meeting with himself to change his behavior, not his game.
It's no question about what he can do on the field.
I guess it would be kind of big.
With the right quarterback around him, I mean, if you get a slinger out there, somebody that can lead that ball.
If we would have kept him, we would have won. We would have beat the Titans if we'd have had AB. If Tom Brady had somebody to throw to.
Other than Edelman?
Oh, my goodness.
Other than Edelman? Y'all got rid of Gordon also.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand.
Weird move.
That
was a weird move.
That was weird.
Jumping into this Astros cheating scandal, they're being punished from the 2017 World Series. What was that? That was the World Series they won for Hurricane Harvey and everything, right?
Yep.
That was the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Astros GM and their manager are being suspended for a year after the MLB found some cheating in their 2017 season. And they're also being fined $5 million and losing a first and second round pick in the next 2 years. My thing is this. This is what's fishy. What did they do? You look up every headline. You do your due diligence. It just says they found some stuff where they were cheating.
But nobody knows. It don't say exactly what they did. Did they
compare it to?
Did he do the Pete Rose move, or did they do this move? Can you tell us? Did they use PEDs?
I'm glad you said that about Pete Rose, because all Pete Rose did was bet on himself. That's all he did, was just bet on himself to win, and he did that. I mean, that's all. Y'all done threw a whole series, cheated and won this, that, and the other. He gets kicked out the Hall of Fame for life. You just fire a couple of people here. And life goes on.
Well, the funny part about it is we want to talk about firing some people here. The actual MLB league, they didn't fire them. They suspended them for 1 year. The actual Astros owner fired them after they got suspended.
Oh.
That's what happened.
Okay.
Yeah, they got that.
That's even worse if you ask me.
I mean, it brings things, but
that's even worse.
The team should be penalized because the team profited. That's the difference between Pete. Pete just made a bet on, himself.
But the team did get penalized. They got charged.
He bet on his team.
We got charged.
Yeah, he bet on the team. But what I'm saying, they got charged the fee. They still have to go through their just because they got fired, they still have to do their penalty, their fines, and their sanctions and whatnot. This is what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what you were saying, I believe, also. But it's definitely slap to Pete's face. I don't see it no other way.
And I'm sure it's a slap to a... Okay. Maybe I'm seeing some stuff about stealing signs. They were fired, or they were then fired by the Astros for stealing opponents' pitching signs during the 2017 season.
Oh. That's why they were comparing it to Sean Payton stealing signs.
Oh, okay. I see that.
That's making the comparison. I'm seeing it a lot more clearly now.
Yeah. That's just, 2 years? Like, what did you go do? How did they find that out? That's what I want to know. What confirmed that? You know what I mean?
They were saying they were doing it digital, because I did hear them make a comment about they were doing it more in a digital manner and putting it out there. But if you know what's coming.
It's 2020. Why are y'all looking back all the way back there? Granted, good thing y'all did, because now you see hindsight what was happening or whatever.
Maybe they were just busy.
Maybe.
With previous
that's another
cases.
thing I have a problem with. Like, I feel like, why does it take all of these leagues so long to come to a conclusion about what to
baseball is the worst.
Oh, yeah.
I know baseball is the worst, but even with like the Tom Brady incident where they had to flatten footballs and then they hit them the next year.
I had to go.
You know what I mean?
We're not going to do nothing this year.
Like,
we know what you did.
But
blank,
if I
blank,
steal
blank.
something, I'm going to jail now type stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Why doesn't that type law still apply?
I
You
feel
break
like
the
why
law,
would
you
let
get
the team
penalized.
cheat and then let them continue to compete, and it's almost like they got away with what they did to you know.
Basically,
let me go steal a whole bunch of shit.
I mean, think about it like this:
simply.
Tom Brady cheated, and then
got to play,
and then you win a championship.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let me go steal a whole bunch of shit.
If you wouldn't have been penalized, that
arrested.
Championship would have went somewhere else, or maybe to somebody else. You
Exactly.
know,
But y'all can steal
saying?
signs and everything in other teams' plays and what's going in. And
I mean, but Tom
nothing
Brady is
happens.
still Tom Brady because I mean he got penalized the next year and they had to sit out 4 games and still won.
Yeah, almost
That's
was
the thing. Did
winning
you really
the
need
MVP
it?
race when he came back.
You
Did
know,
you really
like, it was
need to
crazy.
cheat?
Yeah,
Now you got this black eye on your record.
yeah.
Because there's some
that-
people that will not let that go. There's some people that's going to look right past that. Be like, yeah, everybody does a little something, you know? And then it's going to be people and be like,
it's a little
no.
white lie. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then it's going to be people who flat out say, yeah, he would be the GOAT, but
He's a cheater. He's
I
this.
understand.
He's
It make
that.
you-
I mean, he has
To me,
that
it make you
asterisk.
think like maybe this the first time you got caught.
Oh yeah. That's the other thing.
You know what I mean? You know how many
even-
times a person that
and
that
even
stole
if
something,
it
stole
was
something,
your
and then
very,
10 times
very,
you got caught,
very
this
first
time
time.
was the bad luck time.
This was the bad luck.
Exactly.
You know, it just puts that doubt, and once you plant the seed of doubt, I mean, you got a problem there.
We should have
Your
saved
credibility
the Astros.
is crippled at that point.
Yeah.
We should have saved this Astro segment for before we would jump into the commercial break, but because we still got a little bit of football to talk about, we got, the 2 games left before the Super Bowl.
We can jump on that when
Oh
we
yeah,
get back
yeah.
from that.
No.
Let's
We
finish
got
it.
a little bit of time right now, and then I think we can do it. 49ers Packers. Who you got?
49ers Packers. I'm going 49ers.
I'm going 49ers.
I want to go 49ers too. I just think that defense is gonna swallow Aaron up, and I don't
go
want it
49ers.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
I'm gonna say that's
Chiefs,
simple.
Titans. I'm going Chiefs.
I'm going Titans.
Ooh, underdog. Tennessee has been everybody's sleeper.
The reason why I say this, I wouldn't even say underdog. I wouldn't even say that because they literally knocked out the 2 best teams, the 2 best contender teams.
Oh well, yeah, but they're the underdog because
They are the 6.
You didn't-
They're the 6.
yeah,
seed,
you didn't
and that's
think
the
that
first
they were
time
going to be
6
there.
seeds
That's the
been
only
doing
reason
this.
I call them the
But- and
underdog.
then-
But they're not playing like
But-
an underdog. But
exactly,
they're not
that's what
playing
I'm saying.
amazing either.
That's why I say I wouldn't call them underdogs. If you look at the teams that they didn't beat the teams.
They are the underdog out of these 4 teams, though. They're the weakest link
Yeah, as
out
far
of
as
the
like
4 that made it.
And it's legit 2 more teams that they need to go through, and I think it's going to be, well, it has to be the Chiefs in order for them, and then if they beat the Chiefs, it'll be the 49ers.
I think the 49ers.
I
yeah.
feel like if Henry's have another game like he's been having the last 2 games, the Titans are gonna take that one for sure.
I think the buck stops here.
I think this is where it stops, yeah. So you're
Going
going
to
Titans.
Kansas City.
What score you got before we jump into the commercials? Score you got for what should we do 49ers game? 49ers I'll do I think they're gonna get really kind of beat. I was about to say I think it might be a close game, but I think they're gonna get swallowed up. So I'm gonna say
35-17.
I was gonna say
49ers.
35-7. I'm going. I got them getting swallowed
I
up.
think it's like gonna be 26-12.
All right, Chiefs Titans. I'm going a
26-12.
high scoring game for the Chiefs. So just like we saw last week, they can put up the numbers. So I'm gonna say maybe like 40.
I don't think it's going.
40 plus.
I'm gonna only say
48,
I'm
maybe.
48-24.
I'll ride with that one.
I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a high scoring game because I done seen what the 49ers can do on defense.
No.
No, we're
Titans.
talking about Titans, Chiefs.
Titans and the Chiefs.
And you did pick the Titans.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna say that one I got 32-9 for some reason. I don't know why 9 is hitting like that.
already.
You got the numbers flipped, but okay.
We gotta jump into a commercial break. We're gonna talk basketball. We're gonna talk basketball when we get back.
Sound like a record.
So yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of news in basketball, so we got a little bit to discuss for the last half hour. So yeah, here's a quick commercial break. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the last half hour of The Assist. If you're just tuning in, I'm your host, Noah Harrington. To my right, I have Jay. And to his right, we have Coach G. Fellas, we're talking basketball. And we're not starting in the NBA. We're starting in the WNBA.
Ladies.
Because they finalized a new collective bargaining agreement. And it's revolutionary. Okay?
To say the least.
So, salaries across the league are going to jump to they're going to all see bumps, all right? And the top players in the WNBA are going to be earning at least $500,000. Like right now, some of the NBA, most of the WNBA players are making their millions off of
that's like
endorsements.
Triple.
They're not getting league money.
I feel like a lot of people don't understand how big that is because these women have been fighting for something like this for a long time.
There are women in the WNBA who make $20,000 a year playing professional basketball.
That's crazy.
And now they're going to be everybody's getting bumps. Triple, like...
Triple the
three times the amount. Yeah, triple the amount. That's what I was trying to say. For some reason, I can't talk. Every player gets their own hotel room. They receive full salary on maternity leave, and there's a potential for a 50-50 revenue split. So revenue going to the league, I'm assuming the league would split that with teams.
Oh wow, that's dope.
And like right now, even in the G League, you have to pay for your shoes, you have to pay for your hotel room, and that's how it is in the WNBA, unless you're like a Brianna Stewart or a Cambridge or a Candace Parker who has a shoe deal, signed to Nike, Sue Bird, those type of people.
The one that got me was now you can, I mean, the money is absolutely great, but now you have your own privacy. You're able to stay in your own room.
I don't have to share a room with you anymore.
That's crazy.
I think that's dope because I feel like why are these women doing the same thing that these men do, even though they're not giving you the high flying dunks and stuff like that?
It's because of the revenue. Because nobody's the national TV viewing rate for the WNBA isn't the highest. You know what I mean?
But they don't put
they don't sell out the bunch of tickets.
Know, but
that's the other thing. You don't see a WNBA commercial.
Yeah, they
don't put a whole lot of promo, but when you don't have that much revenue, it's hard to put a lot of promo.
But I feel like at the same time, I feel like somebody is making money.
$5 billion.
And the fact that they able to give them this
to do
kind
this
of raise,
now,
somebody it must be some kind of money somewhere.
Something was being withheld. I think the NBA needs to kind of just grab the WNBA and make it their. If they're not already partners,
like
then partner. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, you would imagine that they already kind of are, but it wouldn't surprise me if they aren't. Like if the WNBA is just its own set deal.
I think it really is, honestly.
Because the G League players get paid more than WNBA players, and you don't see a G League game. You see them on NBA TV sometimes. You're never going to see a G League game on ESPN. Sorry, my voice cracked. You're never going to see a G League game on ESPN, and they get paid more than WNBA players, right?
That's wild.
But they're under the NBA. They're an NBA affiliate. These teams are, like, the 66ers are an affiliate of the 76ers.
Yeah.
The Oklahoma City Blue is an affiliate of the Oklahoma City Thunder. You know what I mean?
Right.
So these teams are under these other teams, and they're able to pay. So why can't you do that with these people, where they're going to bring in their own revenue? The G League isn't bringing you any money to the NBA. It's not going to bring you any money. They're not. Nobody's buying G League uniforms. That's probably what they're going to bring in ticket sales. Because they people go to G League games, it's not packed.
Crazy, and
the
ticket prices are
cheap.
so cheap.
Yeah, dirt cheap, and it's not like you're televising the championship, and it's just gonna bring you however many million viewers. You know what I mean? It's not gonna.
Facts.
The WNBA is gonna bring you more revenue than any other any other one of these little leagues.
Other than the NBA, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So I think maybe that might have been a possibility at one point. Maybe they turned it down. Or maybe it's already happened and we're just up here talking like we don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe they're already a part of the league and now they're able to do stuff. But I'm happy to see it. I know a lot. Because there were girls, I know a lot of girls who stopped playing basketball in college because, well, I'd make more money at a real job than sitting here playing basketball. Exactly. Doing what I love and playing basketball. And now it gives this younger generation of women. We're going to see Kobe Bryant's daughter in the WNBA now. At one point I was thinking she'll probably go overseas and play because they make more money overseas.
Yeah.
Women will make millions of dollars playing basketball overseas. So I was thinking they'll see him over there, but no. Now I guess they found a little way to keep it or spread the wealth. They should have been doing that. But, so now, on to that. Big shout out, big round of applause for the WNBA. NBA. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, first triple-double for the Rook. 20, 20, and 10. Crazy. They played the Timberwolves.
Had 20 rebounds, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
20, 20, and 10?
20 points,
20 rebounds, 10 assists.
10 assists.
Danilo Gallinari with 30. Dennis Schroeder
rebounds.
with 40. Or not 40, 14.
You know what?
Sorry.
We've been saying 20 rebounds, I feel like, every show.
Yeah.
Rebounds are important. I mean, that's the old school.
And they're proving it. They won by 13. 117, 104.
Such a pivotal thing of the game.
Yeah.
It's just to see if these guys are just putting up these crazy numbers. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And he's a point guard. How's your point guard grabbing 20? That's
rebounds?
crazy. I mean, he is 6'6", but Terrence Ferguson with 14, Steven Adams with 13, Chris Paul with 10, Mike Muscala with 11. So it was a good all-around game for the Thunder. Great game for Shai. It's always nice to see a Rook. I want to say he's a rookie. Get his first something, his first 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
First body, first poster, first buzzer beater. You know, all that stuff. Oh no, he isn't a Rook. Second year, sophomore. My bad. Anyways, still first triple double. So big shout out to him. Celtics, great game. I won't say it's not as amazing games as some of these other games we got, but it was a good game. Celtics beat the Bulls 113-101. You know,
Zach couldn't do it, man.
You know what Zach did. Zach put up his 30.
He needs some help, man.
But then on the other side, you got Jason Tatum with 21, Enes Kanter with 15 and 9.
I'm trying to speak this into existence, man. Zach will look good over in LA.
Zach Fracuz?
He would look good over in LA.
I don't think that's a fair one right now. Marcus Smart with 12, Kimball with 14, Jaylen Brown with 19.
I think that's a fair one.
Williams with 11. I think the Bulls, to me, Zach LaVine is better than Kyle Kuzma. So if I'm the Bulls, I'm not going to trade away Zach LaVine straight up for Kyle Kuzma because I'm getting less in return.
I'll put together a nice little...
I'd send a package for him,
yeah.
But a lot of the things that the Lakers are doing right now, a lot of the trades that they were looking at are just one person, like here.
I get that, but the reason I would target that is because you wouldn't have to give up another player, even though you can give up some loose ends off your bench.
Yeah.
You don't absolutely have to.
True.
And it would get a more of a veteran player put over in LA and getting rid of a potential leader for a Chicago team.
Speaking of the Lakers, we put
Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying? Because I think Kuz can go over there and lead out and be... Because you see what he does without LeBron and AD. He has the capability of running a squad and the squad focusing, being the focal point.
Yeah.
Of ball goes through me before it does anything. And can close out quarters. Closes out quarters well. He hit that little Kobe fadeaway. He called it. Waited for it. stepped into it, dropped it. So,
I mean, I can see it.
Light.
I just don't know how consistent he could be at doing it. But we know he can do it, just seeing that he's doing it right now.
And I think the Bulls are trying to build around Zach LaVine. I really don't think he's going anywhere.
And you know what? All that is
it's just hopeful wishing.
True. It's hopeful wishing.
Oh yeah, and I wish for it too.
Speak it into existence.
Lakers put a 29 piece on the Cavs. You know, LeBron went back home, or they might have been in LA. I'm not sure. But Kevin Love with 21 and 11.
Yeah, they were in LA.
Tristan Thompson with 17 and 10. Sexton with 16. Darius Garland with 16.
That's
Osman
when we dropped
81
and a half, huh?
I feel like we already knew how this game was going to
go. And then LeBron with 31 and 8. What you thought? What you thought was going to happen? No Anthony Davis. Alex Caruso with 10. Dwight Howard with 21 and 15. Big boards. That was a good game for him.
Make sure he played this game.
Avery Bradley with 12. That's nice to see because Avery Bradley hasn't really been putting up too many double-digit games these past couple games. He's been in the low singles. Danny Green with 10. And like I said, Kyle Kuzma with 11.
That was the game we put up 81 and a half. It was the second half. It was the back half. We put up 37 and 44.
I thought you said the first half.
I probably did say the first. I apologize to the
I don't even think you said the first half. I think I just alluded you meant first half.
Well, don't put words in my mouth.
I'm sorry.
None of these.
Assuming makes an ass out of me.
81.
I know a guy who did that.
I know a guy who did that by himself.
I do too.
We won't. That's for another day. Anyways.
Oh, but this is a big key. This is probably why it was almost a 30-point loss. I'll say it's a 30-point. 29. You lost by 30.
Facts.
19 turnovers. Cavs 19 turnovers to the Lakers 9. Whew. So yeah, lost the rebound battle. How do you lose the rebound battle when two people give you 21 rebounds? It's kind of hard to beat that when one person gives you 15. I guess they only lost the rebound battle by 5 though, so it wasn't too bad. But they lost the assist battle by a crap ton, 33 to 21. That's a lot of ball not moving around. People not moving. You know what I mean? That's stale offense right there.
Nobody falling the missed shots. There ain't nobody going for a 50-50 ball. They just standing there and listening. Oh, he got it.
That too.
He wanted a little bit more than me.
Zoe has been
balling
in a bag
with the step back too.
Hit the step back. He looked like UCLA Zoe. Hitting the step back on the Pistons. 117 to 110.
Give me a full year of that, then I'll start believing in it.
But this was the big game. Well, the Pelicans just had an all-around good game. I had them on the board for a reason because they played a good game. Melly with 20. Moore with 16. Jahlil Okafor with 25 and 14. Lonzo Ball with 17 and 12. Nice. Josh Hart with 11. Jackson with 13. In a win. An OT win. Derrick Rose put on a show, though, with 23. It's always nice to see D Rose putting up numbers.
Of course.
Because he just does it so D Rose-ish. I mean, he's D Rose. How else can he do it? He's going to jump 4 feet in the air and pull that jumper on you.
It was funny. D Rose came off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And busted ass.
Off the bench.
and the next player closest to him came off the bench with him. Wood. Pause.
They lost the assist. The Pelicans lost the assist battle. The Pelicans lost the turnover battle. They lost the steal battle. They lost the blocks battle, but they won the rebound battle by a big, almost 20. And
Drummond ready to get out of there.
Yeah, Drummond only gave you 11 and 10. You know Drummond dominates boards.
You know he does. He's a 20 all night.
Yeah, 15 plus easy.
15 plus
in his sleep. Exactly. Man. So. And you could tell he's trying to get out of there.
He wants out.
Something's up. Ooh, I won't necessarily say he wants out. Maybe he wants some help.
I don't think he really wants out of there because he said he really don't want out of there. He said he
what he's supposed to say.
True.
That's what he's supposed to do. You're supposed to say that. You ain't supposed to just talk your business out there.
I feel like I know you're supposed to say that, but I feel like the way that he said it, he made it clear like no, this is where I want to be. Like when Kobe said, I'm a Laker and I want to be here forever, you knew he meant that.
Yeah.
Like I felt like
But Kobe also was putting in them numbers and putting in work. Drummond his numbers are on the decline.
Yeah.
Click on his stats. Look at what he's doing.
He's an easy 15 and 15.
He's doing what he needs to do to market himself. But he's not playing like he's trying to get more help.
He's never improved. I'll say this. Andre Drummond has been the same since he came in. He's a 15 and 15 guy.
I guess that's maybe my main
He's probably
point,
just gotten bigger. His free throw game hasn't improved. He still can't shoot a lick.
A person like that's not going to lead your squad. He's a key component to a championship.
Exactly.
And right now, there's too many missing. There's too many. Okay, but Dwight Howard landed. Dwight Howard could be potentially
Dwight Howard
the final
now.
piece. Dwight
Howard. Andre Drummond is more consistent than Dwight Howard now. Because we've only seen this Dwight Howard for however many games they've played. 40 games.
Shout out to Dwight Howard. I mean? Shout out to Dwight Howard for busting. He got 3 threes on the year. Mm-hmm. And Ben Simmons has 2 his whole career.
Yep.
Worth noting right there.
Yeah, that is worth noting, exactly. That's exactly what that is.
Nice. Shout out to Dwight for that one.
Shout out to Dwight.
The Trailblazers.
Pulled him. He pulled 2 last night.
I gave him that one.
He busted 2 last night.
Trailblazers barely squeaked by the Hornets. 115-112. Dame and CJ need some help over there or something. They got help. It's the help just not producing the way they should, I guess. 30. Well, they barely squeaked by, I guess. So,
You're going to have them rough games.
30 from Dame, 27 from CJ, 17 from Melo, 7 and 11 from Hassan. He needs to do more than just 7 and 11. And Anthony Tolliver was 16 and 11. Not the greatest game on the other side for the Hornets. 20 and 11 from PJ Washington. Yeah, Rozier and Devontae Graham.
Yeah, they have.
It was that's what I was about to say. It was a battle of the backcourts in this one. It was Dame and CJ versus Terry and Devontae.
You got PJ Washington in the mix for 20.
Yeah.
He gave 20 and 11 rebounds. That's a solid game.
It's just not solid from everybody. You got Willie. You got Hernan Gomez with 14.
They was
exactly.
Right there. You know what I'm saying? It was a good effort. They were right there.
It wasn't just the greatest game on the other side
on paper,
either.
Well, hold on. Tell you the truth, really, on paper, this game played out exactly like it should. 15 and 28 is Charlotte's record. 17 and 24 is Portland's record.
True, but I don't hold. I think Portland's a lot better than what their record says.
One thing I will say about the Hornets, though, I don't know if y'all know this, but they played 2 games back to back, literally day for day.
Yeah.
So
they did.
I mean, gotta give them that one.
Yeah, I guess. They lost to the Suns.
They lost to the Suns too, but they literally played back to back.
Let me give y'all a score update since we just happened to mention the Suns. Suns dropped one to the Hawks.
Yep. 123-110.
Now we'll tell you, oh boy, buddy,
Book.
That boy over there,
39 on him.
You know what? He was almost a 40 burger.
That boy needs some fucking help.
But that youngster over there in Atlanta with 36 and 10,
help, man. Like,
Atlanta played a hell of a game.
Young was in his bag.
Played a good game. I won't say a hell of a game. DeAndre Hunter with 15. Josh Collins. Is it John Collins or Josh Collins? I want to say it's John Collins. Yeah, it's John Collins. With, what did he have? 22 and 10. And Kevin Huerter with 23 and 15. That's a big game for him. We were talking down on him, saying he can't be Trey's second man. But he's putting up numbers to be the second man. Trey, of course, with 36 and 10.
But we gotta remember that he still put these numbers up against the Suns. True. One man band over there.
Yeah, that's true too. Collins needs to stay his butt out of trouble. And that's Trey's number 2 guy.
One thing I will say about Devin Booker is if he do stick with the Suns, he gonna be able to get whatever he wants.
Oh yeah, he's gonna have the biggest contract ever. They're gonna pay. That's gonna be the first soccer contract in football.
But why they talking about trying to trade him over there?
In basketball, yeah, my bad. I said football.
It's been mentioned that they could possibly want to do something with LA. Booker. I just don't know how.
If I'm the Suns, I'm not giving the Lakers or anybody in LA Devin Booker. Anybody.
Listen, hold on. What they're trying to do is a similar situation to what happened to New Orleans Pelicans last year. However, they're more willing to strike a deal within the season versus stalling out and having the whole debacle and play out in the media like it did last season.
Yeah.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, he's back. We said, is he going to be ready next week?
Guess who's back?
And he is back with 32 and 11. Kyrie Irving. They took an L to the Jazz, 118-107.
Uncle Drew.
But Uncle Drew's back, ladies and gentlemen. You got Bogdan Bogdanovic.
And you could tell he was
gave
missing
you 18,
2 rebounds.
I mean, and then you got Rudy Gobert with 22 and 18. And then Donovan Mitchell with 25. Joe
25.
Ingles with 27. You know it's a good game if Joe gives you 27. That was probably 9 threes. You know Joe. And then Jordan Clarkson with 13.
Your starting 5 minus 1 balling out.
Yeah, double digits. Man. And then on the other side, Spencer Dinwiddie with 17, Joe Harris with 13, Chris LeVert with 11, and then DeAndre Jordan with 9 points and 14 rebounds. DeAndre Jordan needs to produce more. He needs a passing point guard. They're gonna start gelling when KD gets there. I feel that. Yeah, because KD is one of those people who you never really see Kyrie lob into the big man.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, KD really he like to do a lot of isolation one-on-one shots and stuff too.
True, but I think we're gonna see a completely different KD this year because he's not gonna be the only he's not gonna be the only shot creator on the team because for a long time in OKC he was the only shot creator. Russ couldn't get his own shot. You know what I mean?
You want to know something?
Russ just beat you to the spot.
Exactly.
He used his physical
and then he moves
ability to beat you.
Exactly. He moves to Oakland, and he has a system around him where his efficiency is through the roof. He's putting up efficient numbers. He's giving you 20 points he's giving you 30 points on 9 shots. You know what I mean? And he's just efficient all around the board, and he has a team and a system around him. This one, he's not going to be the only shot creator. But he's also not going to have an amazing team around him. Amazing system. You know what I mean? So
do you think they have a better squad
from
Brooklyn than any of the OKC teams?
No. That 2011 team was a strong team when they went 5 games with Miami. With all 3 of them and then Serge.
Yeah.
And then KP. And then Nick Collison.
He wasn't putting up
Jeff
the points
Green.
he's putting up now, but he was still a threat.
But there was a few games he was going 11 for 11.
Yeah.
Just wouldn't
Sometimes
miss.
just your presence. You know, you can't run me over. You know, I ain't doing much but stopping you from scoring.
Yeah.
And that's not a stat stopping you from scoring, but that's definitely it's
a
factor.
help to the team.
Exactly. It's part of what you need.
Before we get out of here, we got to give a little Clipper slander. They took an L 114-104 to the Nuggets.
Not the Clippers.
Kawhi gave them 30. Lou gave them a smooth 26. Montrez gave them 25. And that's it. Really. And then on the other side, Jeremy Grant with 11. Will Barton, cool little 6 and 5. Jokic gave him 20 and 15. Murray gave him 19. Gary Harris with 15. Craig with 11. Michael Porter Jr. with 13. Morris with 12. They were stat sheet stuffers that night.
Hold on, I want to throw this out here. All people on the team for the Nuggets, that is, Jokic, 6 assists.
Yeah.
You didn't throw that out there.
Well, I mean, it wasn't. it gets undershadowed by his.
It is a wonderful game when your center have more assists than your point guard.
Oh, that's Jokic. Jokic is another breed of center we're seeing.
Oh man,
he has point guard vision.
It's stuff like that help you win games against teams like.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Facts.
And it was a 10-point win. The Clippers just didn't seem to bring it. They just didn't really have a whole lot of production. They were a Paul George-less team.
Yeah, I'm about to say the Paul George-less.
But other than that,
Kawhi Leonard put up the 30 points, and honestly,
30
is like kind of regular for a lot of people, but for me, to see Kawhi put up 30, I know that's a lot for him to put up those 30 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not saying that he can't put it up, but because he's so
obvious he can't.
He's so both ended up the court.
Exactly.
It's a lot for him to.
You
put
could
up.
tell the ball was in his hand a lot, and they were waiting on him to produce something game.
For sure.
Yeah. Rockets took an L to the Grizzlies, 121-110. James Harden with 40. What's new? Eric Gordon off the bench with 23. Clint Capella with 17 and 16. There's so many people rebounding at high rates. Austin Rivers with 10. Ben McLemore with 14. PJ Tucker with 0 points. I don't like that.
They're just throwing it out.
Yeah, it was a Westbrookless team. And then on the other side, Josh showed himself 26, 8 and 5. Valanciunas with 19, Brooks with 24, Jaren Jackson Jr. with 15, Melton with 12, Clark with 14. Not so much stat sheet stuffing, but I think people know how to beat the Rockets.
I'm not gonna lie.
Without people, like if it's just Russ, I think they know how to beat him. If it's just James, I think they kind of know what to do. Mm-hmm. But you can't stop James, but you can beat the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not going to stop James from putting up.
They know how to beat the system.
Yeah.
I feel like in order to beat the Rockets, you have to be willing and able to put up a lot of points.
Exactly, and you got to be able to run.
Here's my deal.
They move. They get Mike D'Antoni's the professor of the 7-second offense.
See, here's my deal about this. But the whole Houston system. Okay, watching them over the past 4 years, you see this run and gun system, whatnot, where they get off a whole bunch of jump shots, a whole bunch of threes. Mm-hmm. Okay, that creates a system. You don't see too much change with the system. You see players change.
Yeah,
so
players
you don't have to. You don't have to alter how you don't have to figure out how to guard a player. You have to figure out how to defeat the system.
Exactly, because that's what's changing.
So it doesn't necessarily matter what players are in there. The system is not going to change. As long as you understand what is going to happen as far as executing on their end of the system, you have a one-up on their system. And I fought D'Antoni for not changing the system. It's not working.
It's working, but it's not working. I mean, you're getting to the playoffs.
I love my Rockets, and you say system. We don't have a system. They do what they want to do.
Now, that's the flip side of that. The flip side of that coin. When the Rockets do their best is when they back off of the system and they go into their style of play, which is you have Harden who can take you off the dribble. He can do the step back. He can do the whole lob deal. You now got Russ who's explosive, who's found his niche, who knows how to create a shot now, and things of that nature. So when they do get off track of the system, they play better, and that's what they need to stick with. Glad you said that. And the rest of the company also, Eric Gordon, PJ Tucker, and the rest of the cast. When they don't play towards the system, they do much better. Austin Rivers, they do much better.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's our time. You can catch us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here at 8 p.m. We said 10 p.m. It's really 8 p.m. You can also tune into our podcast. So you're just going to podcast in front of my son every Thursday. This has been another hour, another edition of The Assist. I'm your host, Noah Harrington. We have Jay and Coach G, and we're signing out. Tune in next hour, next edition.